So here's what the road to recovery is like after having a gallbladder removed. Well, it's not fun. You're in a lot of pain, but the good news is you recover fairly quickly, or at least that's what they tell me. So far, it's pretty well held true. Well, at this point, I come back from surgery, and I'm in the room. I get back, the wife is there, the nurse is there. They take the vitals, they take everything. The wife is a fucking basket case at this point, because she's checking on this, she's checking on that, making sure everything's good, and she's going crazy because even though this is what she does, these are just anybody else who comes into the hospital. It's somebody else. So, you know, I'll do my best, but who cares if they have a spot of blood over here? They'll never see it, you know, but for me, everything has to be perfect and this and that. She's not, fortunately, she's not driving the people who work there nuts. She's just going crazy, so she's trying to make sure everything's good. And I'm like, hey, I got to talk to you a second. She said, I'll be with you later, you know, kind of. But it was, in her own defense, it was because it was one of her own, basically. That's why that was. So I understood that. Finally, by the end of the day, I came to terms with that's why that was. And the very next day, everything was fine because the storm blew over, so to speak. So now in the room, they said, how's your pain? Oh, it's about a 7 or 8. Okay, we can give you Percocet. Cool, let's have that. So they gave me a Percocet, and it didn't have that vein-burning power of the Dilaudid, but that's what you get after that. You get Percocet. Okay, fine. So I said, I gotta go to the bathroom. I have to urinate. Okay. I've had to urinate before surgery. That was 7 hours ago. So I gotta go. So the wife says, all right, do you think you can stand? I said, well, let's find out. Now, fortunately, in my favor, now you can pee in the bed, and they have the urinal thing that you can put your thing in and piss in that, but I was like, I'm not that bad yet. And besides, I like to stand up like a man and piss on a wall, you know what I'm talking about? So, and you also get that pressure standing up, you know? It like forces that piss out. Sorry for getting a little graphic here, but that, you know, you want to piss like a human being. Like a man would, you know? It's that manly piss on things going on. So, anyways, go to get up. Unfortunately, the hospital bed has these rails on the side, so I was kind of able to pull myself up. And as you rock forward, and I still have it now, it's like, oh, God, right there, it actually hurts. And you go forward, and you're like, oh, damn, that really hurts. And it's still hurting me now, it really is. Until you get forward enough that you, like, lean off of that area. So I said, okay, that wasn't too bad. And now I'm, like, sitting on the edge of the bed. Right now I'm sitting on the edge of the couch. And I go to get up, and you're all rickety at this point. And she goes to, like, grab me under my arm. I said, no, don't grab me. Don't do anything. Just let me get up on my own. If I'm going to fall or something, grab for me. But let me get up. And just ever so slowly, you get up, and you're like, oh. And now, this is what I look like at this point, okay? My knees are bent. You see, like this? So I'm not standing up straight yet. And I'm like that. And I'm like, oh, God, right there. Oh, that's where it hurts. And it still hurts now, I'm telling you. And you stand up, and you're like teetering a bit, but you're good, you know. And then I was able to take steps. Now, I was able to take steps. They were baby steps. I was walking like this fast. Okay, you could see the background behind me going. And this is how I'm walking. But I was able to walk very shortly after surgery. That was a great thing. It's still baby steps. It's really slow. And I get to the bathroom, and they still want you to piss in the jug because they want to know how much you got. And it was the most disappointing piss of my life. Because after all that I went through, I gave him like that much, and that was it. And I said, no, I had to piss for hours. There's no way. You know, when you got a good piss behind you, like, yeah, oh, that felt really good to get rid of that. And I just couldn't do it. Hours later, a couple hours later, I was able to get up, and boy, that jug almost overflowed. That was a good piss later. But let me tell you, it was real tough, but I was able to get up, and it hurt. Now, where does it hurt when you get up? Well, it hurts pretty much everywhere. Here again is the top of my stomach, bottom of the rib cage. Here is my stomach, and you get it right here, just about where your button on your pants would be. Right there, that's where it hurts. Like almost in the pit of your stomach. And that's right where your center of gravity is. So every time you bend forward and walk, that point gets stressed, and that's exactly where they were, at least for this operation. So it definitely hurts, and I gotta be careful sitting down because you get that point where, oh man, that really does hurt. And then once you sit again, you're good. Like, I'm real comfortable here, which is why I've been sitting here talking to you, telling you about my experience, and I'm very comfortable just sitting. But getting up is a little bit of a trick still. So anyway, you're pretty much living on Percocets and that, and a little later on, dinner came out, and I said, I want to get up and walk. And I got up and I walked, and I showed you with this very camera the breezeway, which you saw the video of. And later that night, I had to go to the bathroom again, and I was able to get up again and go. And I said, wow, I walked like twice as fast as I did before, which is still a snail's pace at best, but it was better yet, and I couldn't believe how much I had recovered in just a few hours. It's not an overnight kind of thing. It's not like you'll be better tomorrow, but it's really amazing how you make these great strides going. And I was able to, live out the day. And meanwhile, it's like 20 minutes after I got back to the room, and the guys from surgery come up and say, okay, you ready to go home? I said, huh? What do you mean? I just got out of recovery. Yeah, no, you're good. You can go home now. I said, all right, listen, with all due respect, okay, this whole process since I came in has been nothing but hurry up and wait. I came in, you kept me in the emergency room for 12 fucking hours before anything was done, before I even got a room. Then you had me sit around all fucking day on Sunday until you can get me into surgery sometime on Monday. And now the surgery's done, you want to kick me out? I said, you know what? Why don't you hurry up and wait? And they said, okay, sir, you don't have to leave now. We're just saying you can. I said, no, you kind of asked me if I would. And I said, I'm not ready to go yet. Now, believe me, I don't want to hang around a hospital. I don't. It's not a happy place to be. Okay? But in the meantime, I wanted to go home, but it was just too fucking soon. So they went away, and they have other doctors come in, check up on you. The surgeon came by, and he said, how was everything? I said, I don't know. You tell me. You did it. Shit like that. And that was pretty much it. So now, it was pretty uneventful from then on, from Monday into Tuesday. Tuesday I was released. I said, I think what the best thing to do is for me to stay the night Monday into Tuesday, and sometime on Tuesday I'll get out of here. So pretty much the way it went on Tuesday is I could have these Percocets like every 4 hours. And I said, let me have, the Percocets at the time. So I called the nurse about 12:30 or so. She came and gave me that. Now 4:30 was the next one, which was good because at 5 o'clock, which is when I happened to be woken up because the guy in the other part of the room had to get his vitals taken or something like that, or some other thing. He just got out of surgery too, so I feel for this guy. I don't know who he was or what his name was, but I certainly wished him the best, and it looked like by the time I left, he was doing a lot better as well, so that's good. And I whoever you are, Mr. Guy in the next side of the room, I wish you well. But if you're watching. So anyways, he came in and he had to have something done or something like that. They had to give him meds or something. So I said, oh, good, it's time for my Percocet. How's your pain? Oh, it's like a 5 to 6. It's going down, but it's still there. I said, okay, so they gave me that. So now that's like 5 o'clock or so in the morning. That'll take me till 9. And at 9, the idea was I was going to wait until maybe 10 o'clock. At that point, I would have had breakfast. And then they can actually give me 2 Percocets, which was recommended to me to have before I go. So that way I would have enough pain medication for the ride home, because all those bumps in the car and that aren't fun. So that's pretty much the way it went. Around 10 o'clock I had my other 2 Percocets and said, all right, I think it's about time I get out of here. I was able to get up and walk around, still very slow, and it's still painful getting up, even now, a day later. And I was able to get up and go, and by the time all the paperwork and bullshit is done, I got home about 2:30. Because it does take really that long for all that. And I got out of there. I escaped with my life, which is the best possible outcome. And here I am. What can you expect at home? Pretty much a steady recovery. It's painful sitting up, standing up. It doesn't hurt that much walking around, but you still do it rather slowly because everything is kind of rickety. And that's really it. You take it easy, you eat light, you eat carefully. But now there's one other thing that hasn't happened yet. You haven't started your ass back up. Well, that takes a little doing. Because the one thing I didn't tell you is after the surgery, they inflate your stomach with gas. I don't know what kind of gas or anything like that, but they sort of inflate it a bit, and that has to go somewhere. Well, it don't go up, so you don't burp it out, and your ass is shut down, so you ain't farting it out, so that stays in you. And now they say, oh, you could have apple juice, you could, oh, look, here's dinner. So there's a little salad, a roll, all kinds of stuff, and you're like, oh, I could eat a little something. So I nibbled at the salad, had the roll, and a couple other little things here. The meal itself was inedible for a well person. It was horrible. It was like Italian-style veal. Even the pasta with it was horrible. Like, I don't know what the hell. But everything else was all right. And you just eat slowly and that. Well, after you eat, you got to digest stuff. So now you get the stomach gurglies again. Kind of like you had right before this whole thing. So now you get kind of worried. And you get gurgles. And also you get gas pains. Where you just be sitting there just like I've been. And you just go, oh man, that really hurts. And it happens for like 10 seconds where you're like in agony. And it just goes away. And that's it. I am pleased to report that now being the day after the day I was released, I finally kick-started my ass. Yeah, I guess that's proper. And pretty much what happens is that gas they inflate your stomach with comes out first, followed by whatever else. And it ain't normal yet, but just like an old diesel, you start up with all that black smoke coming out and eventually kind of clears up and gets running a lot better in that. That's about where you'll go. It's like an old diesel warming up. You're old and clanky and cranky and all kinds of smoke coming out of you and all kinds of shit early on, but as time goes on and you run a little more and run a little more, it can be running as smooth as anything else later on. And that's what you can expect in the road to recovery. So that was my experience at being hospitalized because of a gallbladder attack and having to have it removed. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, you can give me a call because I am going to be home recovering for a while. I've given the number out already. I'm not going to have specific times. Just be nice. Don't call me at 3 a.m. because I'll fucking really rip your head off. But, you know, other times, I am in the Eastern time zone, Eastern Standard Time. So do your conversions if you're in other parts of the U.S. If you're in California, you're 3 hours behind me. Right now, it happens to be 2:45 in the afternoon. So you're at 11:45 there. That's fine. Just do the math for the time conversions before you call. Don't be calling me at midnight and stuff like that. If you do want to give me a call, I can give you my Google Voice number, which will forward to the house number. If I know who you are, because you've been commenting on the videos all the time, I'll give you my real number and my email, and then we can chat whenever and stuff like that. The number to call is area code 516-308-1382. 516-308-1382. Thanks again for watching. Have a nice day. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit subscribe. And we're going to start regular videos back up real soon. It's going to be a little slow for me recording absolutely new content, but I will be doing it. It just takes me a while to get up and down the stairs. I got a lot of stuff down in the basement that I have to record. So I'll do it, but it's going to be a little spotty. But fortunately, I have a lot of videos leading up to before this attack happened. So it should be a very smooth transition for all of you. Thanks again for sticking with me. Give me a call if you like. We'll talk about that. Or just shoot the shit, whatever you want. I'll be around for a while, so I'll have all the time in the world. Thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.